Erica.
Yeah, we've had a few questions come in here. I'll tackle this first one.
Yeah.
How quickly are patients moving through the pipeline from first site to sale commitment? That's a really good question. Patients who are moving through this pipeline in the US is mostly determined by who their payer source is. So, for example, if somebody has a private insurance, meaning they pay for their own, are they a veteran or are they workers' comp? Each of these has different timelines associated with them. So I would say on the short end with workers' comp probably being the quickest, that's about a month to go through an authorization process, to private insurance taking the longest at I would say 6 months on average, but I have definitely seen some take a little longer than that at times.
Yep. Yeah. Just in terms of how fast we move on that, it can be however fast the clinic want to move. We've had trials where within the next day or week we're starting off that process. So we can move very fast on our end. And what I didn't mention is Dave in that first video that was the myoelectric user. He was our first sales commitment as well. So he, after trying the device, offered to pay for the device outright himself. He was so chuffed with it, and he's tried all the prosthetic hands in the market. So that was a big moment for the team to get our first sales commitment as well. Um, Add in the second question I can see there is how precise and sensitive can the robotic hand be? I.e., can it pick up a pea? Other uses, other uses, thank for humans. Yeah, how precise can the robotic hands be? So you imagine the robotic hands, the way you control them is kind of like an on and off switch, and it's got a delay to it. So that limits how precise they can be, because there is that lag. Whereas even the hooks, because they're directly connected to you, so they're connected through cabling systems to your body, so your own body motion is controlling it, and you can feel the pressure that you're applying through the tension in those systems. So it's like a bike brake, where the amount of force you're applying to that brake, you can immediately feel through the pressure feedback you're getting in the brake. Whereas you would never use an electronic bike brake because you have no idea how much force it's applying, and that really limits how precise you could be. Means that every single object you pick up, you're having to, if you're using one of the robotic devices, you're having to look to check that you're not squeezing too tight or failing to pick it up. So it requires a lot more visual feedback than if you can actually just feel it. So that's why it's precise and much faster. The third question I have is, are all the parts UK sourced? Now, I think that I know where this is coming from. It might be something to do with the tariffs going on at the moment. So let's say the majority of the cost of the product is sourced in the UK. We do have some overseas parts that come in, but we're not too concerned on that because it's all value add. These are precision machined components, but they're worthless outside of the metacarpal hand. So we can say all the value comes in Edinburgh when the products are assembled. Have you got the next question is, have you got an advisory board of prosthetics experts who can promote the device across the industry? I've seen that work well elsewhere. So we do have, so we're working quite closely with a lot of clinics, and a lot of them are key opinion leaders in the industry. But what we've done really well is inserting a lot of those key opinion leaders into the team, with people such as Erica and such as Hugh. Hugh is an honorary member, so our CTO is an honorary member of the American Orthotics and Prosthetic Societies. And so he's well known in that industry, having brought myoelectric technology to the forefront as well, and done a terrific job at that. But yeah, I think we're doing a lot of trials and getting that buy-in at the moment.
Yep, I'll add to that, Fergal, if you don't mind. With upper extremity prosthetics, it is a niche within the industry of prosthetics in general, and that has been my wheelhouse for the last I don't want to admit how long, over 12 years of just in upper extremity prosthetics. So that's been really well received when I have let people know, hey, I'm with Metacarpal, and they're really excited to see that product. So it's been great. But if there are more ways to see this work well with a different board, I'd be curious to know more about who asked that question. And if there's something we're missing, I'm all ears.